Hello, it's Adedoyin Jaiyesimi here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It feels like a long time since I recorded a video to post on YouTube. I had plans. It's been an interesting few weeks for me, and I'm happy to be back to recording content because I absolutely love doing it. And I thought to start today with talking about something that's become increasingly topical in the space of PR and comms, and that's dealing with burnout. And as always, I just wanted to share my perspective on the topic and share some tips that have worked for me so that you can also do your work, do what you love doing without having to deal with burnout, constant back-to-back burnout, because it's really not healthy. So I'm going to start off by telling you about an experience that I had that really got me to wake up and take burnout very seriously. It was in 2018. I had started this role that I thought that this is role that will make me blow. And for my viewers that are not Nigerians, it means like something that propels you into like high levels of success. So for me, that was it. And I really poured out myself into this role, really stretched myself. And even before that role, I was quote and unquote hustling, working around the clock. So I'm very nocturnal. I would stay awake till like 5. I was barely sleeping. I was awake. I was always on my laptop. In fact, these days when I go to places and I don't have my laptop, I'm like, wow, Adedoyin, you've grown. Or I was always on my laptop, always with my phone, always on. And isn't that the nature of working in PR and comms? It's an always on kind of job. Anyway, all of that happened, and I felt really sick. I remember I started having palpitations. Like I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. Like, yeah, it was that serious. And then I remember going to the hospital, and the doctor was like, your blood pressure is really high. I think I was 27 at the time. And he goes, what kind of work do you do? Because he was really struggling as to why my blood pressure was that high. And then I explained to him, and it was like, you cannot continue like this. And the daddy didn't listen. I mean, I tried to make the adjustment, the dietary things and all of the things that they said I should do, but I think at June that year, I think my body just crashed like totally, and I had to be on bed rest for a very long time. And it was then that I just had to say to myself, Adedoyin, look, this work, you enjoy doing it, you're passionate about it, but you have to really take care of yourself. And since then, I've been very deliberate about making sure that I do have times of rest. I do have down times that I can just use for myself, that I can just use to refresh and relax. And it's also absolutely important for you to do the same. To be honest, it's not difficult to see why comms and PR people are always burnt out. Like I said, this is an always on job. Something is always happening. Right now, I'm in the middle of planning the official launch of an INGO here in Nigeria, and there's just so many moving parts. I have to pick up my phone, I'm answering calls, typing, reviewing, going out, checking things. There's just a lot going on, and that's besides my other clients that I have. And this is me that I do training and I do advisory. Now, not to talk about people that they do the implementation, they're doing the media relations, they're doing the campaigns, they're managing social media pages. It can be quite a lot, and it's also a high pressure job, especially if your client or your organization is going through a crisis period. There's just so much to do. And also because we're still in that space where people don't understand what it is that we do. So there are a lot of things that gets thrown to the PR and comms team. And the PR and comms people don't even push back against some of these things, but maybe that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, it's a real high pressure job. There are too many unrealistic expectations, people wanting you to perform magic, and then there are professionals that are not speaking up. So that the weight of all of that, it means that burnout is absolutely inevitable because there's just so much. Imagine someone that's working in a space where, one, they're the only comms person, two, they're handling social media, stakeholder management, doing everything, like trying to be the unicorn superstar, and they're just tired. But I think that it's absolutely important for you to first of all think about yourself. And while I am an advocate for stretching yourself, stretching your gifts, stretching your talents and your skills, you have to really understand your limits. And one of the things that I always encourage people to do is please listen to your body. If you find that you're having migraines day in, day out, it means that something is wrong. And if we pay attention to our bodies, there are signals that something is wrong. If I start having headache If I have headache 24 hours, I know that something has gone wrong. It means that I need to sleep. If I haven't been sleeping well, I know that I need to be able to rest. So after I finish this project with this client, I'm actually going to go to the spa. I'm going to take time off because my body needs it. So you really need to understand your limits and don't try to overstretch. You're not superhuman, you're a human being. Another tip that really works for me, like I said, is I'm very, very deliberate about fitting in moments to distress and just relax. There are days, it can be a Sunday, and I know that I have the liberty of doing certain things because I work for myself, right? But I'm able to just take a Sunday and turn off my phone. I have a number that only my family and close friends have, and the number that everybody has, I just turn it off. You cannot reach me. And sometimes I'm just sleeping, I'm just catching up on maybe series that I'm watching, I'm reading, I'm just doing something that just relaxes my mind. If I'm outside of Nigeria, I'm taking a walk, something. And you may not be able to switch off your phone for an entire day, but you can take a few hours. You can even take 1 hour. Say you're going to the spa, take yourself out for lunch, do something that refreshes your mind. I was having a conversation with someone and I said to her, you just need to sleep. That's what you need. Uninterrupted sleep. And not sleep, and I don't know if this happens to somebody. Sometimes when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking about the brief and the project that I'm working on. Sleep that I'm not thinking about anything. So you have to really, and it requires a deliberateness. I'm very, very deliberate about it. Once a quarter, I try to do like a staycation. If I'm not able to do a staycation, instead I'm going to the spa, I'm turning off my phone. Now I'm pushing it. I'm saying to myself, can I take 2 weeks off and just focus on refreshing, relaxing myself, spending time with God, not really thinking about work or anything. But you need to find what works for you. Even if you work in an agency that is very round the clock, the truth is that, and this is the absolute truth, if something should happen to you, you need to go to the hospital, you need to have surgery, somebody will do that work. They will absolutely move on. And I realized that in the 2018, that same 2018, that my friend was encouraging me to travel. I was like, oh, my clients, this and that. I gave all the reasons and excuses in the world. I went on this trip and they were okay. They were fine with my staff and my colleague. I mean, some of them were like, oh, Adedoyin, it's you that we want to interact with. I was like, I'll be unreachable. And thankfully, where I was going at the time, WhatsApp did not work. So they could not even reach me. So I said, I'll be unreachable. This is the person that will be reachable. And they were all right. When I went on that trip and I came back, I said, look, no client is going to come and tell me only Adedoyin must do my work. No. And that's also why, again, if you're working in a team, try and also empower the people around you. Because if you're the superstar that gets everything done, when you go, other people can't do what you're doing. So it means that they will keep calling on you. If you're someone that you're leading an agency, you're leading a team, even within your team, empower your colleagues, be able to delegate so that when you go on holiday, when you take your leave, it is actually a leave, not that they're calling you, you're on the beach and you're still with your laptop. That's not a leave. Another thing that I would definitely say, please advocate for the resources that you need. If people are asking you to do things that is just beyond your capacity because you don't have the resources, either it's financial or human resources, please call it out. This thing about trying to do everything by yourself is not great, and organizations that have that expectation, you have to tell them this is actually one person's job and come with solutions. So don't let it look like you're complaining, but assess the situation, what hands do you need, and come with them with solutions. If you cannot afford to engage a full-time graphics designer, can we get someone that would do a part-time project with us and maybe send us 10 designs every week or every month or whatever the case may be? But you can't keep being the one that will design, you will write the copy, you will post on social media, you will record, you will edit. It's just not sustainable and it is not good for your health. And I think finally, I said it before at the beginning, please listen to your body. It's not a great thing to keep having health challenges and you spend a lot of money dealing with, if you don't respond to when your body is giving you these warning signals, it can even lead to something more serious. So imagine if I didn't take the cue to go to the hospital, follow all the things that the doctor said, and the palpitations continued. What would have happened to my heart? I don't know, but I'm glad that I really did that. So really listen to your body. Don't push yourself too far, because even if you're earning $10,000, $20,000, you don't want to spend half of that money taking care of an illness, and that has actually happened to me. That same 2018, the organization and the thing that I was like, oh my God, I'm going to make so much money. I spent a chunk of that money on hospital bills. So was it really worth it? Yeah. So yeah, those are my thoughts on burnout. Burnout is real for us in PR and comms. It's just the nature of the work that we do. It's always on. There's a lot going on. Sometimes it feels like you can't get away, but it's now up to you to create those times. The rest is important. Being able to refresh your mind is important. And those of you that run agencies, you don't have to take every brief. At some point, you have to say to yourself, it's okay. I don't have all the money that I need, but my rest is absolutely important. And you know why it's also important? Because it also helps your creative flow. Like if you're stressed, you're tired, you're burnt out, you can't even think creatively anyway. So yeah, those are my thoughts. But if you've experienced burnout or you've been able to overcome it, please feel free to share the tips, because for me, I'm absolutely learning. I'm also learning how to have better balance between work and rest. How have you been able to do it? If you're struggling with burnout, please feel free to share and let's learn from one another. Thank you for watching. Bye.